I just saw your reaction to that.
Love the intro.
Yeah. Told you. It's great, isn't it? That's our videographer Ben Glacier who made that. So yeah, we got him to thank for that. So hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Beyond the South Stand with me, Jez Davies, and I'm joined this week with Courtney Green, who is a big Crystal Palace fan, and he's currently opening his window in South London, I believe. So
closing it.
Yep,
indeed.
Fair enough. Yeah. Courtney, if you'd just like to introduce yourself and perhaps what you do for a living now, how long you support Palace for, and how do we know each other?
Yeah, Courtney Green, been a Palace fan for the last, how many years? I don't know, early 90s, I guess. I think originally I kind of started as and we can laugh, a Man U fan originally. Not a fan, I was never really a big football fan. Used to like football. And then obviously the lean-to for everyone was Man U. But then being from South London, Crystal Palace was kind of close to me. So just ended up always being a Crystal Palace fan and loved it since, really. I haven't looked back. Working at the moment as a project manager in smart buildings, so that's an interesting job on a lot of building sites and linking different systems together, which is fun. And I know Jez from our days at university playing football, which seems an eternity ago now. Oh God, it must be. I think that is probably nearly 20 years ago, at least.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We both ended up at the University of Luton, didn't we? For us,
exactly.
It's it hasn't. I'll be honest, it hasn't changed an awful much. I was doing a bit of work around there recently, and it's it's still the same. It's I mean, the university itself's changed beyond belief, but the town hasn't. And they had a good run in the Premier League a couple of years ago, didn't they, Luton? And
it did.
Did you? I don't know if you were keeping in touch with their scores based on the fact you went to university there.
Do you know what? Sadly, I always do follow Luton actually and see what's going on. And even up to I think just a few days ago, I was just checking on the stuff about the new stadium at Power Court or wherever. Do you know what? And I'd love to. I haven't actually looked to see where that actually is located in Luton.
So do you know where where they had the Mall, the Arndale, where we used to, and what uni halls were you in? Sorry, this is going to be boring for everyone.
What was the one by the station? Cannot remember. Anyway, right by the station.
Guildford,
Butte Court. Yeah, there you go.
So where Butte Court is, between Butte Court and where the church is, St Mary's, just opposite there. So it's going to be built.
Okay, so very central.
Very central, in between the two train stations as well. So it's going to be a really good location. And fair play to them. I think they're still cracking on with it. They built the foundations and all of that is going in. So even being relegated to League One, they're still cracking on with it. So welcome along. And I think the reason we're doing these over the summer is just to talk to some fans that their clubs have won something. I made this joke last week, and we don't win a lot as Norwich fans, or the CL team. It's always nice to kind of hear.
Pain.
It's always nice to hear from fans of clubs that have won something. And I think Norwich and Palace have shared a lot of history down the years, and a lot.
It's not the game at the start of the season. Actually, we haven't mentioned that yet, but
yeah. That was an interesting game. But no, I think we have shared some a similar sort of path. Maybe not in recent years, but it was really promising and really pleasing for a Norwich fan's perspective to see a team like. I'm going to use the phrase, a team like, a team like Palace to go and win the FA Cup. I mean, how was that for you as a fan? Did you go to the game?
I did. I went to the semi,
brilliant,
and I went to the final. So the semi against Villa was a really good game. Was it 3-0? Yeah, 3-0. They just weren't in it at all, and I think the fans at Palace at the semi were just as they usually are, loud and proud. Really good game. I mean, even the Villa fans were kind of like, we want you guys to go and win it now. And that was an exceptional game. And then again, saw that it was going to be City in the final. I was like, okay, here we go. But I guess I was quietly confident. I know it's easy to say now, but there was a slight bit of confidence considering the season that City had. So it wasn't like it was like, we're going into this. I mean, I think I was probably more confident now than I was in 2016 against against Man U,
And you,
and yeah, went again with my cousin, and the first goal went, well, the only goal went in, and it was, it was a tense game, and again to see 10 minutes come up on the clock towards the end was, I hate saying nerve-wracking, and all these emotions that I hear a lot of football fans talk about, I did experience them, and like 10 minutes going by very slowly, like looking round every ball that like kind of rushed past the goal.
yeah,
I felt it, and at the end, again surprised me as well. A few little tears came out at the end because it was just like, yo, this
good,
is this is Crystal Palace
yeah,
winning it. I could see everyone around you as well, just randoms, just like hugging each other, and it was a good day, and I'm glad I experienced it anyway. At least.
no, that's amazing, and I can hear the passion and the emotion in your voice that you've done it, and it was I can only imagine what it would be like to reach the FA Cup final, because I've never seen it for Norwich, and I mean the closest thing I can remember is when we reached the playoff final in 2016.
Gotcha.
I think it was 2016. I think it was, and we beat Middlesbrough 2-0, and then obviously because we won that game, we got promoted to the Premier League, and it's a bit. I don't think it's the same. It's probably a much watered down version.
No, it's not. And as I said, I think 2016, I never got to go to the final, so I was at a wedding, and I had to watch it sitting in the car park at this wedding on my phone. And again, that was heartbreak. But no, this time it was just different, and I get it from other fans. I've heard West Ham fans talk about it with the Europa Conference League, and I guess obviously we've had Tottenham as recently won it. I still think it's different for Palace because Tottenham think they should be where they are, so they won that competition. It was just it was very different for Palace, and I think we did deserve it. There's been a lot of bad years, a lot of good years as well, but I guess when the club nearly going out of business in 2010, and then kind of solidifying their place in the Premier League. As I said, I think us and Norwich had probably been two of the teams that have gone up and down the most at one point in the Premier League. So and then we've had years, we've had some good years. We've had a few good players come through in the Premier League, and lots of teams have courted those players, and they've left, and we've kind of carried on succeeding. But we just haven't sometimes had good cup runs, which has been sad for me, because I always go, well, we're not, we're finishing 12th in the league, 10th in the league, 11th in the league. Why are we not having a cup run? Like, we should be putting all our eggs in that basket. And look, if we finish 17th next year and did have another cup run, I'd be happy with that. It's it's reality, unfortunately.
And where did you? Sorry to interrupt. Where did you finish this year?
Was it 11th or 12th? I feel like it was 11th. It was irrelevant at the end of the season. At that point, I was just happy to finish it. But I think it was 11th. We got our highest points tally as well that we've ever had in the Premier League. So kudos to Oliver Glasner and the team. And again, would like to see Palace kick on. As I said, we finished the season well the previous season, and then came into the new season we didn't win for, I can't remember how many games it was, owing to, I guess, all the players that were on international duty, and we had Mateta playing at the Olympics, and he probably came straight back into the fold. So it wasn't positive at the start of the season. So to finish how we did was really good. And again, if there is a run in Europe, I'm certainly going to be on all four of those away trips, no doubt. So
fantastic. No, I think the end of last season, I could sense that Palace are on something, and you obviously had the lad that went to Bayern Munich, was it Elise?
Yeah, Elise, yeah.
And you had Eze, and Mateta started playing well, and it was like, I actually thought you would make Europe this season.
Yeah,
but I never thought you'd do it that route. No, fair play, and it must be great, as I say, to have that European adventure to look forward to. And obviously, just before we came on, we discussed the potential of Palace might not be in there, but you say that there's going to be no problems there, right?
From the positive news I've heard, there's not really a case for Palace not to be in there. We've had, I think it's Man City and Girona who are part of the same group in the league. I think Man City, I think it's Pep Guardiola's brother or something, is part of the club, and then we've had a number of other teams that are part of the same group and things like that. So they are definitely associated. Palace have no links with Lyon. John Textor has no majority stake. He has a majority stake in the club. He doesn't have a majority voting stake in the club. So it would be farcical for UEFA to not to ban us. That said, they could put anyone else in our place and probably make a lot more money for it. You know, Palace aren't a fashionable team, so why would they want us in there? But no, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm ready to get my membership again and get those away games, because it was good. I like the away games as well. I like to every time when we were in, I think go back to 2012, 2013 in our promotion season, went to a few games at Birmingham and Nottingham Forest, and the away games are the ones that kind of make it fun. So and to have a day like Wembley would be good. Oliver Glasner's got history in Europe. He's won Europa League with Eintracht Frankfurt. So who knows? The sky's the limit. So
I think he's a great manager, and I think he's galvanised because you had obviously Hodgson before, didn't you? And
we did.
He was a good stopgap, and he knew his way around.
He did
around the corridors of Selhurst Park, shall we say? But I think you needed someone that was a little bit more astute, and as you said, someone that knows their way around a European competition, and that's proved to be a good appointment, I think, hasn't it?
Indeed, yeah. I mean, when Palace went for him again, it was the normal. Like we'd obviously had Roy. Then we had Vieira in, and that kind of went well for a season. We got to the FA Cup semi-final, then got hammered by Chelsea in it. And then Roy came back, and one of my frustrations with Roy was kind of the negative football. And I always say Palace had a good team, and have had a good team for years. So again, as I kind of alluded to before, the minimum I wanted at times was a good cup run. If the league didn't go so well, and so be it, because we never had the squad for that. But there was definitely opportunities, prior to us winning this cup now, to do well in the league, especially in the League Cup and then the FA Cup, and we didn't do that. So Oliver Glasner came in, and it just went 0 to 100 straight away as soon as he came in. I think it was February he came in, after Roy kind of was taken ill. And the team just, I don't know, they just gelled. Something just gelled, or something just clicked. And Mateta lost a lot of weight. He looked good when he first came into Palace, and then the way that Roy was playing him, it just didn't suit his game. And then I think, was it Eze? I don't know. Eze was kind of, he showed flashes at times, but it just wasn't there. The end product wasn't there. And then him and Lelise something just clicked with all of them. And been good. And then this season we've brought in Ismail Assar, who was at Watford.
Good player.
And very good player. And I didn't know how to receive him. We'd looked at him years before, but I think Watford wanted 30 odd million at the time. So it was interesting that he'd gone to Marseille, and then I guess hadn't done well there, and we just kind of picked him up. And I mean, he's been a revelation. I can't believe it. He's very direct. They say he's pacey. He never looks that pacey to me, but I mean, he got a good number of goals this year. He just slotted in there. So it's been a good season from that point. And said with Glasner at the helm, I think Europe will be a good opportunity for us to maybe win silverware back to back. Who knows?
No, definitely. I mean, I went to Palace earlier this, or should I say last season. I went to. I think I actually texted you last minute, didn't I, to see if you were about.
You did. I did.
I think were you away on holiday? I think, or just about.
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
To Italy, I think, wasn't it? From memory.
Yeah, I said it's weird because my membership I kind of had it for a bit. I think when Vieira was there. And then Roy came back in. I said, I can't watch this football anymore because, you give up your Saturday or whatever day of the week it is, whenever they're crazy scheduling now.
Yeah.
And the football at times was dire. So I never renewed my season ticket. Sorry, my membership.
Of course.
But I definitely will be renewing it this year and be going to a lot more games. I mean, my points, I've got enough points to kind of get decent seats on games. So I do want to get to a few more this year, but the team make it exciting for fans now. I said Palace fans will always get behind the team. We're not kind of I don't know, a Chelsea fan where we're getting angry because there's an expectation. There isn't an expectation. I guess with Palace we do expect the teams to play, and I guess they're rewarded with a good crowd. And said we saw that at the semi-final and definitely the final, completely out singing Villa and City. So yeah, I'll be there next year.
Good.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll play you in the cup. We always seem to get you in the cup competition, so
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'll do an away day.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to my annual trip to Selhurst Park. But if it's Carrows, you're always welcome, mate. You know that.
Oh, indeed. So, yeah, definitely. Have a few drinks.
Yeah, too right. I mean, is there any other games? Obviously, I mentioned the one earlier this season, but any other memorable games where Norwich and Palace have come up against each other down the years?
I always remember our opener, 2004, 2005. I think I want to say Huckabee may have scored the first goal, and I think AJ scored the equaliser. That was a 1-1. So I always remember that. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I feel like we probably won the reverse fixture after that.
Yeah, you did. I went to it.
Yeah.
It was 3-0. I went to it. It was really windy that day. Yeah. Really windy.
Yeah.
And Palace seemed to deal with it better than Norwich did. But
yeah, that sticks in my mind. Yeah, that sticks in my mind. Any memorable games in terms of other teams? Again, particularly remember, funny enough, I was at Luton. I feel like it's 2006 or so, just at the start. 2006, I think we beat Liverpool in the League Cup at the time, 2-1 maybe. Again, interesting. This when Palace were just still, a championship team. So again, that was a big result for us. I think the one probably that sticks in my memory is the famous, actually, again, didn't think about it at the start, but Istanbul, where we came back from 3-0 down at Selhurst Park, which I guess in essence stopped Liverpool winning the league. That one sticks in my mind. And then,
never heard that before. That's brilliant.
Have you not heard that? Okay, yeah, that's
brilliant.
Google that. Yeah, Google that. That's on the internet. Istanbul. I get chills with that. I think Dwight Gale got 2. Damien Delaney got 1. Yeah. And then there's also the FA Cup final, sadly, 2016 against Man U. Pardew with his famous dance, which he got slaughtered for, which I don't understand why. He's a manager in an FA Cup final. Why would you not enjoy it? So that was a sad one, but there's been lots of good memories. I said I've had lots of good memories as a Palace fan. Many games. I think even my first game, I remember going and watching Palace against Man City. My dad's a City fan, funny enough. And I remember my brother was an Arsenal fan. I remember saying to him, Darren, there's this guy, he's at left back and he's amazing. And we had Ashley Cole on loan and he was just rapid up and down the left wing at the time. And really, that game sticks in my mind as one of my first games. I want to say that was maybe early 2000s.
Yeah, sounds about right, doesn't it, Cole?
Yeah, 2001 maybe, something like that. So that will always stick in my mind. So there's been a good few games. Yeah.
Well, we had.
God, how could I forget? Actually, I'm saying this. This is crazy. It's weird. Brighton Palace semi-final of the playoffs. The Wilfred Zaha 2 goals. Oh my God, that I do get chills watching Wilf. And again, Wilf being one of my favourite players at Palace. I think.
He's hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Sad that he wasn't there to kind of experience this. I would have loved him to be there. I think he deserved it for what he did for Palace. And again, I've seen a lot from Palace fans sometimes slating Wilf. He was there and he had Palace at heart and he got us through a lot of tough times. So I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I think people's minds are very, very short about things that have happened. And he did get a bit petulant towards the end. Yeah. But my God, on his day, he was a player to watch. So I wish he was there too. He is in America at Charlotte FC. He had some problems. Yeah, he won the league obviously in Turkey, but then fell out with the manager, or the manager didn't like him. He went to Lyon, and with their money problems, which again is fast call that they're in Europa League because they can't buy anyone. He left Lyon, and I think he was on Lyon on loan, and he's gone to America, I think, for a two-year loan. So he can't. It wasn't an opportunity for him to really come back to England because I think because of the tax rules, if he'd come back to England, he would have paid like a crazy amount of tax. So he was never going to come back. But
it's interesting that the manager. I've just had to Google this because when you said it, something went off in my head. The current manager at Charlotte is Dean Smith, who is our manager.
Yes, yeah. They're doing. I mean, they're not doing great. Wolves started off okay. I don't know. It's hard, and the MLS is a weird beast. I don't know how it hasn't taken off in how many years, but and again with the
World Cup.
Fast School Cup out there, World Cup and the World Club Cup out there.
Oh, that as well,
yeah. They're getting more eyes on them out there at the moment, but yeah, how the MLS hasn't taken off even further than it has is crazy. It's ridiculous the amount of talent they must have over there, especially from the South American countries and things like that, and the resources that they have available. It's insane that we're not seeing more players come through that system, but I guess it's a matter of time. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know, do I think it's peaks and troughs with the US league. I mean, you see some players that have come out. We've got supposedly one of their best strikers at the moment, Josh Sargent.
And
he, I mean, they've got other players coming through as well, obviously, but they seem to go through this spell of having some really good players, like Christian Pulisic. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'm trying to think if you guys have had you've had some American.
We have. We've had a few. We've got one now. We've got Chris Richards.
Of course.
He is actually really good, actually, as a centre back. Again, I'm always skeptical when I hear an American's coming in. But he's been good. He's taken his opportunity with us, and he's young and he's only getting better. So he's done well. But I think he played in Europe again, as you would expect. So he's had that, I guess, that background of European football prior. But yeah, you would expect to see much more coming through. I think Christian Pulisic, he went to Chelsea, and that didn't really happen for him. And I think he's been at Milan, and it's been okay. He's not been amazing there, but I definitely expect a little bit more coming out of there. Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, in some of our Beyond the South Stand podcasts we did throughout the season, we often talked about players that played for both clubs. So I mean, I've got a list in front of me here, so I'm just going to read a couple out.
Cool.
So where are we? It's a long list here, but I actually don't know if many of them played or just got links. So Aaron Wilbraham played for you, supposedly.
Yes. It's funny, we were talking about him the other day, me and my brother, because my brother saw a video pop up, and he was talking about what's his name? Is Tony Pulis, and had them having an end of season thing in Las Vegas. So my brother didn't really remember him playing. He barely played for Palace, but he did it. He played his part. I think it was 2012, 2013. He played. Yeah,
he was a bit of a cult hero for Norwich. He was involved when we got promoted from the what was it Division 1 at that point? Anyway, from the Championship to Premier League under Lambert, when we had the successful promotion, and he was a bit of a cult hero, and we used to call him Wilbrahimovic.
There you go. Tall, wasn't he? Yeah, really.
Yeah,
tall.
He was a handy player just to bring on. Leon McKenzie started his career at Palace.
Yes, used to like him as well. Yeah,
he's a good lad, and he's gone into boxing. Funnily enough, later on in his career, he seemed to be all strikers. Cameron Jerome.
Yes, he was. Nice. Yeah, he never really took off. I don't know why. That was a weird one.
Right for us.
I feel like, I feel like, well, I think he's still playing now, isn't he? But like lower divisions, if I remember rightly. But
he was at Milton Keynes, I believe.
That was it. Yeah.
But he was also at Luton. Seeing where he's at now.
He's been all over the shop. Yeah.
Was it? No, so he's at not Milton Keynes. Sorry, he was at Milton Keynes before he went to Luton, and then he's gone.
Gotcha.
He was at Bolton Wanderers last season.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just seeing who else. I mean, Jacob Butterfield.
Loved it.
He was only on loan. Was he? Yeah, from us. You brought him on loan. I didn't realise. Oh, obviously Steve Bruce managed you. He never played for you, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But he played with us. Patrick Bamford. He seems to have been everywhere.
God, yeah.
Adi Akinbaye.
Jesus, yeah, famous waste of money. Yeah, I'll speak to Simon Jordan about him. He'll have good words to say about him.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They all seem to be. Carlo Nash, goalkeeper, but
yeah.
He was
remember him.
But famous Carlo Nash story was we got relegated, and they opened up the Player of the Season voting sort of 4 or 5 games before the end of the season, and Carlo Nash, who actually didn't play that season because he was like 4th choice goalkeeper or whatever, got basically nominated as player of the season. There was a big sort of campaign to get Carlo Nash the player of the season. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? The things you remember. But
yeah.
So what's next for Palace next season then, Courtney? What's
next? Predictions? Well, let's get this Europa League thing resolved.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we could have a good season in Europa League. I've already looked at the teams that are in it, so I don't think there's anyone. And to be fair, I mean, this sounds cocky, but I mean, there wouldn't be a team that I'd kind of be worried about, especially with Glasner already having the experience of playing in Europe from all the players that we've got. So I feel like we could have a good season in Europe. Where we end up, who knows? Quarterfinal, semi-finals, I don't know. To be honest, we get through the group stages. I'd be happy with that. In terms of the cups, I don't know. A good cup run would be good. We've got a decent enough squad. I think the players should come back refreshed, hopefully, the ones who have a proper holiday, and hopefully the lessons of last year have been learnt in that, if players have been on international duty, give them an extra 2 weeks. Don't let them just come back, and because we sacrificed that at the start of the season. Let them get their break in and bed in. So yeah, a good run in either of the cups. I'd take the EFL Cup. Why not? And then the league. I mean, said Palace for years have been threatening, us. We've been in the league, we've been in the Premier League now, sustained in there since 2013-14 was our first season back. So what was it? I think this is season 12. So for us to kind of break into the top 10 and be pushing for a European place, I don't think that's out of the question with the players we've got, the manager we've got. I guess there should be some money to spend for Palace. We've got Eddie Nketiah's season to take off, so we've got him as a backup striker. We still got Eze there. Should he stay? Should he go? Well, I'd hope there'd be money to spend and bring someone else in, bring 1 or 2 more players in. We've got Matheus França, Brazilian youngster who's not had a great time since coming to Palace. He's had loads of injuries, but he's a very good prospect. So it's very positive for Palace, and all I'm hoping is a good season. Said a top 10 finish would be definitely positive for me, and I think that should be on the cards. Really pushing for a European place. That shouldn't be out of the question. And yeah, just good runs in the cup, really. That's what I want to see. And again, just continue with the free-flowing football. The football has been amazing to watch. I always say I've got no problem going to games and losing as long as I'm entertained. I'm not one of the fans who kind of goes, I just want to win at all costs. Don't get me wrong, I took that in the final. But I want to at least go to games. This is meant to be the richest league in the world, as we always hear, and the best league in the world. I want to see the football reflected on the pitch in that manner. So no, I want to see good football when we're playing. And Palace, I want Selhurst to continue being a fortress.
Yeah. I think going back to that game earlier this season against us, and I as you know, I went, and the thing that I took away from that, I guess, was how narrow we played and how Palace used the full width of the pitch.
Yes,
is it Munoz?
Munoz, oh mate, yeah, really good player.
Again,
really good player. And
I can't remember who played left wing back. No, I can't remember.
It would probably have been Tyrrell Mitchell.
Yeah. I think it was. But I mean, I think what it was you guys had a really poor start to the season, as you alluded to. And we Carabao Cup isn't our priority, or wasn't, at least wasn't our priority, and it never would be for a championship side. But so we played our B team as such, whereas you guys needed the win, so you put your first team out. But I think the point I was getting at was, I think you talk about exciting football. Well, when you've got those wing backs coming up that are making the pitch as wide as possible and
Yeah.
creating the gaps in the middle. And you could see that Mateta scored probably one of the best goals I've ever seen. It was like an open
Yes.
kick volley from the
Yes.
edge of the box.
Yeah.
It was super.
I watched it just before we came on. Yeah. It's funny. Sorry, just taking something you said there, just about it not being your priority. I always think that's crazy from fans because I said the cup, anything can happen. And like you said, it's not just a cliche. Anything can happen, and that's the thing I like about Glasner. Every match he wanted to win. We've got, and again, more so, as a Premier League team, I get it because we've got the resources at hand, but. We've for years and years and years, in those early rounds, we've had the teams available. We've had the players available to put out. So why would you not go for those games? There's a 24-man squad, so you should be rotating. So I said I lived for those games when I was at Palace, especially as a Championship time, because you knew some of the bigger teams would kind of slip up, or it's a Tuesday night or whatever day of the week it was. Then what they weren't expecting. For the so-called smaller teams to kind of give them a run, but no, Oliver Glasner never ever looked at a game and went, right, I'm putting out a weakened team. It's a full strength team, and I guess that's why we've done well this season. So I'd like to see more teams do that.
No, it's good. I think the point for Norwich there is the fact that you mentioned the word resource, and a Championship side that been in the Championship now for 3 years. We're going through a bit of a transition in terms of ownership. We just don't have, or at least didn't have that monetary kind of support, I guess, to kind of have that. But something that I think that they're looking to address this transfer window, and hopefully we can we can see a few more players come through the door. We've got a new manager now, Liam Manning, who came in recently from Bristol City. And don't want to talk about it too much because we did a special on it, but he took a team, Bristol City, that perhaps wouldn't have thought they were going to be in the playoffs, so perhaps overachieved slightly with them. So with a club like Norwich that probably do have a little bit more resource than.
I think you dropped out there a little bit, Jez, but I'll continue. Am I right in saying that you guys, and I can't remember who it was, I feel like your striker or someone in your team finished kind of like near top scorer? Am I right in saying that in the Championship? Oh, you've dropped out a little bit. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
There you go. I can hear you much better now. I can actually hear you, yeah.
All right, well, I'll leave the headphones off then. Still hear you. Both signs.
Yeah. I was confused. I was like, hold on. So, I mean, I regularly watch Championship because, I think that's my bread and butter anyway. But I was just kept on looking every month. I was like, how's this guy kind of near top scorer? And it made no sense. I was like, I kept on seeing Norwich just every week just kind of slipping up or losing, like sometimes getting a 3 or 2-0 loss. But this guy was still sitting there. So I guess that's a positive for you guys at least.
Yeah, I mean, well, two things there is he scored pretty much all of his goals before Christmas.
Fine.
Before being banned for 6 games for spitting.
There you go.
Mepham at Sunderland.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he was on something like 15 goals. He had a really good start to the season. Scored, like, if you type him into YouTube and look at some of the goals he scored, they're all like 25-yard stunners,
Jeez. Okay.
He doesn't do tap-ins, but the problem was, I think his head was turned in January, and it was like, right, well, I've done really well. I want to move, and I think he's been linked with a lot of teams in Europe. I think he wants to go back to Spain. He's what's the region where the club where you can only play for him if you're from that region? Is it Bilbao?
Maybe Bilbao. Yeah.
So he's been linked with them. I mean, Josh Sargent, he has been linked with me, but I maintain I don't think he's going. So I think, that's only my personal opinion. I just think he's too injury prone. He needs to have a full season before the valuation's met by Norwich. Do you see what I'm saying? So but I think as I say, it's a rebuild project again. But I think Norwich could be all right. But I think everything you said about Palace, I agree with. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing them push on again next season, and let me know how you get on with your European adventure.
I will indeed. I'd definitely love to come on here again and tell you what it was like on that that first match. I think there's a load of people that are excited. My cousin's an avid Palace fan. He's got season tickets, so we're definitely planning to get somewhere at least. I hope it's somewhere interesting. Yeah, there's a few teams that I would definitely like to see. So no, definitely would be back if you'd have me.
No, 100%. There was one question I was going to ask you, because obviously Morgan unfortunately couldn't make the chat this evening, so he sends his apologies. But I know for a fact he would have asked, because he would have known that me and you played football together.
Yes.
The five-a-sides, which is now Power League, funnily enough. In Newton. But he would have definitely asked you what sort of player I was, and give us a bit of a rundown about my playing ability.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, we won that league, didn't we?
We did.
If I remember that, did we win it?
Yeah,
we did, didn't we?
I think we were back home for Christmas, and we were all like sitting around our phones waiting for the scores to update.
Yeah. I to this day I don't know how we won it, but I just think we had a good. I don't know. We had a good team spirit. We had fun.
Yes.
It was. I don't know even how I managed to join you guys. It was so random. No, but it's weird. And I looked, funny enough, the other day I just looked at your pictures with I think Chris and the guys, and God, it's weird looking back at the pictures and seeing I forgot what the places where you guys where those guys used to live was called.
Alton Gardens.
Yes. Weird, man. Bring back memories. But no, you were good. I was good. I used to like, I don't know, running about with a ball, and I couldn't do that now. Jesus.
I remember you playing at the back a bit. Was it you and Dan Martin played at the back, didn't you? And Bogdan and Melin pulled the strings. They were there.
Yeah. So
indeed.
Yeah. So I was on the fourth team at Luton, and would play centre back, and would like to run out with the ball a little bit and could hit it. Don't know if I could do that these days, but no, I enjoyed that. It was a fun time. I said it will live long in the memory. Yeah, one of my.
Well, you've just answered the question of how you got involved with the five-a-side team. I was managing that side.
There you go. That would make sense.
I helped manage that team. I remember we had that Russian guy in goal, didn't we?
Yes.
Probably shouldn't say that on air, but he was. He was brilliant. He was such a funny guy. And he what was it? We went to Uxbridge. I think we won a couple of games from memory, but it was fun times, definitely.
Yeah, no, very good. Yeah.
What else you got planned for the summer then? Personally?
Summer, turning 40 this year. Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, August 20th. Yeah, 10:40. So I've got a trip to Vegas planned.
Nice.
Which will be interesting. Hangover-esque, I'm hoping. Third time there, and third time or fourth time? I feel like it's the fourth time. It's the fourth time there. So yeah, I've got that coming up. Got my nephew's first birthday, or second nephew's first birthday. Third, actually. Sorry, I've got three. I've got a niece and two nephews. So yeah, I've got the youngest one's first birthday, so that will be interesting. And then that's about it really. It's work at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah. But enjoying the summer. I've just come back from the coast myself, actually. Literally rushed back in time for this, and I've just come back from Margate. It was a really nice day, actually.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, definitely.
We've just been in Turkey for a week. So
nice. I can see it.
It was very hot. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Eddie jumped off. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Actually, I'll come back to that. But, he jumped off a pirate ship.
Nice.
I'll send you a video on WhatsApp.
Please.
Later.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only 4. It was hilarious just watching him jump off this pirate ship. But
into water, I hope.
yes, into the sea.
Yeah, there you go.
And luckily enough, his mother was in the sea at the same, waiting for him to catch him. So
that always helps. Yeah,
he didn't float off into the Med, bless him. But no, Eddie's actually named after Eddie Nketiah.
So it's funny. He interestingly, because was he at you guys for a bit, or was it?
No, he was at Arsenal. So
Fiona, but it was
she's an Arsenal fan, and Eddie Nketiah scored 2 goals in a Carabao Cup game at the Emirates.
He's a really nice guy. He goes to my mum's church, actually.
Okay. Yeah,
really nice guy. So yeah, no, I'm hoping he does well. I like him though. Yeah, he'll come good. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's so I mean it was just a sort of it was a bit of I wouldn't like to call it a running joke, but a running joke throughout the pregnancy that she used to call the bump Eddie because it was because he scored 2 goals against Norwich, right? And she thought it was funny to and then it just stuck. So yeah, it's funny that he's named after sort of nomadic striker from the middle league of the Premier League. So,
well, hopefully his roots are firmly stuck now that he's back home, and I'll get my mum to pass that information on to him. Yeah,
yeah, please do. That'd be brilliant. But it was at one point he was linked with Ipswich, which wouldn't have been a good move. But no, I'm pleased he went to Palace. Definitely. Courtney, thank you so much for coming on. It's been great to catch.
You're welcome. It's been good speaking with you.
Yeah, definitely, and best of luck for next season. And our path may cross football-wise. So
yeah,
well, let's as I say, let's maybe meet up in London at some point as well and go for a cheeky few beers. But for everyone else listening, thanks and watching. Now, I always have to say watching, Courtney, because we've only just started the video pods now. So thanks for everyone for watching and listening in. You can follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram and X. You can also like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Please do so to follow us for even more superb content as we speak to fans throughout the summer, and we will be speaking to Norwich fans again next season. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks once again, Courtney.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.